celebration. Squad!
Oh my God, Andiamo! The crowd goes wild.
As the show begins.
Look at that.
That was
Perfectly timed.
Yes.
We
are here.
incredible.
We are definitely here. Just a lot of perfect timing today. Crazy.
Yeah.
A whole lot.
Coming to you live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. It's DNVR Buffs live on a Friday. Friday vibes in the chat, first off.
That's right.
And he's back. He's back.
It's happening.
Dre, welcome back to the show.
Big Dre.
Exciting times. Exciting times at DNVR. I imagine
Yes.
What does that
much
mean?
like Folsom, and Coach Prime's staff. We're building. We're doing things. There's fans going wild in the bar.
Oh, yeah.
We had service workers running around. God knows what they're doing. I hope power maintains today. It's just exciting times on a Friday at DNVR.
Always is, right?
Yeah.
Pull up, man. It's an exciting time, at the DNVR bar, like you said, man. The Leeds game going on right now.
That's
It's Super
right.
Bowl Sunday. Big game this weekend. Pull up to the DNVR bar, man. We're going to take
Facts.
care of you.
Facts. All right, let's get into it. Today on the show, we will talk about CBS's Big 12 Power Rankings.
Good.
Oh, wow. That's
Yes.
great.
Interesting stuff.
You teased me yesterday. I didn't even
Congrats to them.
Get the
Relax. I got you. We're just going to get Dre's takes on a lot of things. When was the last time you were on this show, Dre?
Got to be before the season, right?
It's, before the
Yeah.
season. It's been a minute. I mean, Scotty really carrying us. Because without Scotty, I had to hop on at all times.
Absolute legend, this guy.
At all times. So
Saving
now
my life.
Scotty's in here like...
It's my pleasure, man.
What do they call those starting pitchers that just eat up innings? Like
Yeah. what
you're
do
a
they call
horse.
it?
I think you're a horse,
I'll take
bro.
that.
Yeah.
I'll
Is that
take
worthy of a pause? Who knows? But
Maybe.
you're
I'll
our
let the chat
eating
decide.
eater, and we love you for it. But I have felt the love from Buff Nation at the tailgates, at our events. You guys are amazing. I love you so much. People enjoy seeing me on Taco Tuesdays, so that's my way to stay
That's
tethered to my people. So nice to be back, and just so proud of all your success since I was last on here.
I
Means a
mean,
lot,
it's all
man.
due to you, dog, honestly.
Truly.
Wow.
For real.
You ain't lying.
Let's not get too crazy.
I mean, it's facts, though.
You ain't
All
lying.
right, let's get on with the show, though. Lots to talk about today. Yeah, so we'll get Dre's takes on a lot. Julian Lewis, Todd Monken, Jim Schwartz. We did kind of so we're calling it the Boo Carter Show on Wednesday.
February 4th, mark your calendar.
I don't know what that
Boo Carter
means.
Day.
Yes,
Carter
Boo Carter
Day.
Day.
Yeah.
But we talked about the 2027 NFL draft and players who could be eligible, or not eligible, but first buff drafted really since the guys last year. We'll get back to that, but let's start today. Coach Prime. What?
I have to say, I just thought about this. It could have actually, if we did the Boo Carter show just one day before, it would have been February 3rd. It would have been 2-3, which is his number. It would have actually been Boo Carter Day. Next time, next year.
I
will be
mean,
Boo Carter
Can
Day.
we change
Or
that in
remember-
post? Like the publishing date? Just go back and change it?
Absolutely. But look, Preston Hodge is gone. 24 is available technically. Comes with a nice patch too. Shout out Byron White.
Same role?
Actually, maybe.
Yes,
Same
Yeah.
position in that defense?
quite literally.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyways, Coach Prime today. It's
Will we ever get to it?
will we ever? Well, we're 4.5 minutes in. Let's see if we can.
I can't wait for Leeds to score a goal and the crowd to go crazy once you finally
Right
get
when
there.
I introduce the
timing
subject.
would be unbelievable.
Y'all already saw it, but Coach Prime. I mean, it's Super Bowl week, man. He's got to show up, and just let people know what's up. It's been a minute, so the headliner, though, of course. Sitting on First Take, and who is it? Carissa Thompson, Laura Rutledge. I don't even know who was on.
No,
there.
I forget. Shay is her first name. I forget her last
Sure.
name. But she was up there with Stephen
Totally.
A, Ryan Clark, and Cam Newton, I believe.
and she
Former
has,
NFL pro Cam Newton, not Colorado commit.
Yes,
Cam Newton.
great distinction.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a
making
Cam
that
Newton
clear.
on our team, by the way.
That's great.
Anyways,
Promising.
she asked Coach about coaching in the NFL again, which, I mean, it's time. It's been, at least a few months since he's gotten that question, so
Yeah.
might as well,
There you go.
round up the headlines and all that. But he said pretty much ain't no way. And it's because of what happened last year to Shador. And then God stopped him in his
Amazing.
tracks, and he did not elaborate much further after that. But I mean, doubling down. He also talked about, Shiloh. He said he went out swinging, which is
literally
a hilarious choice of words. I
quite
think.
literally.
He meant that.
Yes.
He meant the double entendre.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, they kind of followed up, and somebody literally on the
That's
set
really
said,
great.
he literally went out.
I mean,
swinging.
he's
Yes.
a wordsmith. He really
He
is.
really is. But yeah, Coach Prime doubling down. Also, I mean, he didn't have to say much, but we saw what happened last year.
Yeah, I mean, look, bro. I don't think there was ever a great chance, from my perspective, that Coach Prime was going to leave college football to coach in the NFL.
sure.
I never thought there was a good chance of that happening. But I always thought there was a non-0% chance, especially with his son playing in the NFL. And I thought if ever a good opportunity arose where it made sense for both sides for him to maybe, make that next step, if there was a franchise who also had Shedeur Sanders on a contract that wanted potentially to pair him with his father as a coach, as a head coach, it could have worked. But I think now that small, slim, non-0% chance is now at 0. Based on what transpired this past year, right? And you just got to think about it too. Like, quite literally, while Coach Prime was battling cancer, he had to turn on his TV sometimes or go on Twitter sometimes, which we know he sometimes frequents, and see foolishness about his son. And he talked about it too. He had a quote. He goes, all the bull junk they was putting out on him this time last year, where has that gone? Mm-hmm. Because he's a true leader. He's a bona fide baller. He can play. And I think that's true, man. A lot of the narratives that were put out about him pre-draft, none of that stuff was reiterated when he got into the league.
Where is it? Why haven't we heard any of it?
So it's like either all that was cap or bull junk, or Shedeur just miraculously turned into this consummate professional, who knows how to move in professional settings, which obviously the latter is cap.
Yes.
So I think good for Coach Prime. Like I said, I don't think there was ever a big chance for him to do that, but I think he now knows. It has become clear to him that based on the NFL's treatment of his son, that's just not in the cards for him in the future. And I think a lot of people probably already knew that, but it's probably good news to a lot of people today to hear that.
A little deeper, I think it's a bit of a shots fired to Jerry Jones, right? The only rumors that we've had of NFL interest thus far in his Colorado tenure was to the Cowboys. And we know that him and Jerry are on I might call you up and talk some ball or get some life advice type of basis. And Jones, among many other NFL decision makers, was one of 31 teams to pass on Shedeur, let him drop as low as he dropped. And I think it also clears the air in that, where it's like, you passed on Shedeur, you contributed to this.
Facts.
Yes.
It's like, I'm out.
Facts.
Absolutely. I mean, you nailed it, Scotty. I mean, and you kind of touched on it too, Dre. He had an opportunity with the Dallas Cowboys. I think if he really wanted to, he could have had that job, right? The Browns, I don't think even really, obviously they didn't reach out. I mean, they knew the interest was probably net zero, but also the fact that Shedeur's on the team, like that was also an opportunity too. And those have just passed by. So at this point, it's kind of as close to dead as you really can be, honestly. It has to be, I mean, 0.00001% chance, if anything, at this point. So
Yeah, there's always that Shedeur factor out there.
Sure.
But I think he's trying to clear that up, where it's like, maybe that doesn't really matter,
Yeah.
And I think the point you bring up too is a good one. It's I don't think Coach Prime would have been overly tripping if Shedeur gets taken in the second round or even in the third round.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the fact that 32 teams, at least 5 times, said, no, we're good.
Yeah. And then, I mean, how is rookie, like, all the stories while Dylan Gabriel was starting and stuff, where it's just pretty.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Pretty
insanity.
insane.
Yeah.
But, so, I mean, that's obviously the big news today. But, I mean, Coach Prime also had a message for Buff Nation, too, saying, like, we're going to get it together. And if you've just seen 2 minutes of any content coming out of the Champion Center this year, he's clearly, I mean, 1, healthy.
Right.
2, much more involved. I mean, he was very involved last spring. It's just, I mean, you mentioned it. When the draft came through, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, the timeline was literally spring game, health
Right
scans,
after. Yep.
finds out he has cancer, NFL draft.
Draft is like that
Like
month.
in a week.
Yeah, right.
Like that all
That's
happened.
pretty crazy.
So yeah, it was probably a very like traumatic time for him. And
For sure.
I mean, he's already doesn't deal well with bull junk anyway. And the NFL really tried to, not even pull a fast one. They tried to just, gaslight the entire country almost, it seems like. So.
And that's also, I think about it. Part of the reason why I tweeted that out last week when, Shador said that he feels like he's starting to get back to himself.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you can just see like how much weight mentally was on him the last year.
Yeah.
Right. We're talking about Coach Prime's part of it, but like Shador's part of it. His dad
sure.
is battling cancer.
For sure.
While his character is being attacked in the national media.
Right.
Before he's trying to realize his lifelong dream of being an NFL quarterback. Like all that, that entire storm, probably emotionally, a lot of people just would have folded. Wouldn't have been able to handle it.
Yeah, totally.
Especially come out on the other side of it, the way
100%.
Shador has, still smiling. Coach Prime coming out on the other side of it, still smiling, still being able to go on first take and say that, oh no, see you, Colorado, we gonna be straight.
Yeah.
We gonna be good this year. And I think the reason he pointed to, one of the reasons he's pointed to that is we got it done in the portal.
Yeah,
this
they
year.
did.
And we've obviously talked about a lot of their portal work in the offseason on this show, but I agree with them. I think they have done a really strong job in the portal. It remains to be seen how it all comes together and what it looks like on Saturdays on game day and whatnot, but there is plenty of talent on this roster for this team to turn around what transpired last year.
Yeah, highly motivated. I mean, the transfer portal, those are guys who are ready to contribute now.
Yes.
Right now.
And I think that's part of there's some pressure and some real motivation to like ride the ship
Definitely.
immediately.
Absolutely. I mean, he hates losing probably more than anyone in the world.
Uh-huh.
So, if you're doubting how last year kind of, stuck in his mind, kind of just wait and see, honestly. But shout out to Coach, man. Always good to hear him talk. And, makes me feel even 0.0001% better today because of that, too. So,
No doubt.
we'll talk about the transfer portal here in a second. But, Todd Monken obviously hired as the Browns head coach, Dre. We've been doing the draft pod for forever now. We talked a lot about like those Stetson Bennett teams and how good
Yes, sir.
Todd Monken was.
How long had
Yes,
y'all
sir.
been doing the damn draft pod together?
At least Herbert year.
2020, yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Two legends.
Thanks.
Just talking ball, man.
That's right.
For a long time.
Damn
we love to
straight.
see it, man.
Insane.
Just, yeah.
Yeah.
That too.
Just talking ball.
But what were your thoughts on Todd Monken back then, and how do you think this fit works for the Browns?
Yeah, I loved him as a college OC. The way that they brought more of a pro style flavor to the college game. Obviously, those offensive lines were incredible. I mean,
Yes.
that O-line coach was the coach at Arkansas for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
He got promoted to the big chair. The way they were using the multiple tight end sets.
Yeah.
How great those running backs were. And then how they were able to make the best of some pretty average quarterbacks,
Totally.
It was like always such a great, reliable offense, which could move the chain, but could also like really impose its will and come up with big plays too. Just a really complete offense. And, but in the NFL, I don't know. Like, I think Greg Roman was probably a better fit for what like Lamar Jackson and those guys are trying to do in Baltimore,
Sure.
And I think Monken's philosophy might work a little better with a team like the Browns. I would load up on tight ends, though. They got to figure out that offensive line. And we'll see. Quinshon Judkins was showing some promise. Harold Fannon's
Dog.
very intriguing. And Njoku's a free agent. And then you got to figure out some wide receivers.
Got to.
Situation's a bit desperate.
Is receiver at 6 too rich?
Yes.
For the Browns? For you, Dre? Based on what you know about this crop of 2026 receivers?
Be intriguing to do what could have been back in the day and reunite Jordan Tyson with Shador Sand. Unite. Not
Yeah.
reunite. The
Right,
the reuniting never happened.
Right.
Two ships in the night.
Facts.
Um,
And I don't know if you saw this. Actually,
and
you
he's
mentioned,
good enough to do that.
Yeah.
We got to see what the medical's on Jordan, though.
You mentioned Jordan Tyson. Coach Prime literally yesterday tweeted about Jordan Tyson. Did you see that?
Stamped him.
Out of the blue.
Yeah.
It's literally like a random
True
10
Coach Prime
a.m.
fashion.
tweet.
Wow.
He goes, to whom it may concern, Jordan Tyson is him. His mentality makes him that one.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a nice little endorsement to get.
Yeah.
You don't think Carnell Tate or Jordan Tyson at 6 is... I think that's where you start considering them, right?
Absolutely. We talked about it with Fran yesterday. Like, he told us straight up, I'd rather be picking 30 than 3 in this draft.
Yeah.
And
That's good to hear.
So everything's on the table.
for sure. I mean, and at that point, I mean, you just got to kind of, I hate to say draft for need, especially at the 6th overall spot when you could get a really good football player. But I mean, with how good of a rookie class you had, why not maybe take a swing on something you desperately need, which is going to be available at the top of the draft in droves, which is wide receiver. So,
Yeah, true.
we'll talk about Jim Schwartz and a little bit more on the other side of this break. Shout out to our friends over at Common Spirit, the homies, man. Just making sure that, our community, you, the people, are thriving and living a great, healthy life, man. It's a team of passionate and expert caregivers dedicated to your well-being, woven into the very fabric of your community. Not just fixing what's broken, but preventative care. They got a great sports medicine program as well. So if you've been dealing with a nagging injury, haven't been able to get in the gym or whatever, in 2026, they can help you out. One of the best parts, they are all over the state, man. 20 hospitals, 240 clinics and care sites right here in Colorado. So they are just around the corner for whatever you may need. Whether it's a routine checkup, managing a chronic condition, or responding to an emergency, you can trust Common Spirit to deliver exceptional care close to home. Experience the difference compassion makes. Find a Common Spirit location near you and discover a new standard of health and healing by visiting mountain.commonspirit.org. Shout out Common Spirit Health, official healthcare partner of the mighty Denver Broncos.
And shout out to our good friends over at Toyota, man, the official vehicle of DNVR as we sit here in the beautiful Toyota lounge, man. Trucks have always been a part of Toyota's DNA, and honestly, I would say that Toyota is a part of DNVR's DNA
That's exactly
nowadays.
right.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
exactly
For
right.
generations, man, Toyota's just been building these durable legends that are just destined for greatness and perfect for the beautiful state of Colorado, man. Whether you're conquering some off-road trails or, hauling maybe the weight of the world, maybe your whole life behind your Toyota, man.
Yeah.
There's a Toyota to get the job done, and there's a Toyota truck just right for you. It might be that all-new 2025 Tacoma, man, or the return of the iconic 2025 Land Cruiser. Toyota has 17 different models available, all-wheel drive, 16 different hybrid vehicles to choose from. So hit up our friends over at Toyota, man. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood, man. Toyota's a proud partner of CU Athletics, and shout out to Toyota.
What a... Oh,
Yeah. No, we will get to
Hell
that
of a
here.
name, hell of a player.
incredible.
We'll get to that here very, very shortly. Little bit on the Browns, though. Jim Schwartz resigned.
He resigned, bro. He
Okay.
resigned.
Good for him.
Why you say that?
I mean, I think it's a solid stance to take. Like I was the front runner for the head coach. Then you do me dirty. I'm not just coming back as DC. Also, what's Jim Schwartz doing? We got to figure out a path in life
I
here.
agree, bro.
Are we just going to be a great DC forever? I thought that's what we were going to do. And now we're back in
Totally.
the running for just terrible Midwest NFL teams again.
Bro, I'm right there with you.
I mean, if you were the head coach of both the Lions and the Browns, that's a tough life, man. That's a tough life. That's real rough living.
Yeah. No, it's
So does he want to be a great DC? Maybe college is the way for him. I don't know. They're paying players right now.
sure.
Could work out.
Yeah, he's a hard ass too. I mean, he'd definitely get players to fall in line in college if that's was ever an issue in the NFL. But I don't know. I mean, they were great last year, but I think also at the same point, when you have a defensive player of the year, a resetting sack getter in Myles Garrett, it's probably easier to scheme up a defense there than a lot of other teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a big loss for the Browns.
Oh, it's massive.
Sure.
You know what I'm
of
saying?
course.
This is
It's massive.
one of the best DCs in the NFL. But I do feel like somebody said in the chat, he throwing a tantrum. He just crying, bro.
Kinda.
You didn't get the job, bro. You got passed over, bro.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like you had an opportunity to be a head coach in the NFL. It didn't go well. To your point,
No, not at all.
And I think he has now been put in a box like the Chiefs DC, who I can't think of right now.
Spagnuolo.
Yes.
Some guys are.
Totally.
You're a lifelong DC.
Wade
and
Phillips.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Like, you are very valuable to a franchise.
100%.
But I just feel like he's like, oh, if you're not going to pick me, then I'm out of here. And, like, that just seems very childish to me. And
It's late in the process to find a replacement. He's not going to have any
Absolutely,
jobs
yeah.
available.
it sounds like he's just going to take this year off. So it's like, that's really what you want to do, bro? Okay. We'll see who really wants you again in 2027.
For sure. He'll be fine, obviously, though. But it's just, I mean,
You're making millions, and your option is not living in Cleveland, though.
that too.
Fair enough.
I don't think that's
Fair
the
enough.
worst.
But clearly he wanted to be in Cleveland. He wanted to be the head coach of the Browns.
No, for sure.
So I don't know. This sucks though for the defense. Like you mentioned, obviously they have a lot of talent, but
Yeah.
Well, Monken Schwartz would have been the perfect pairing.
I mean, it would have been
seemed
unreal.
that way. But it seemed like Schwartz was just never going to allow that to happen.
Yeah.
But
So I don't know.
I mean, it's a big hire now, obviously. That was the strength of their
Massive.
team last year. So,
Yeah.
And again, who's out there?
totally. I have no idea. We'll find out. They might have to get a little creative here. But let's talk about the draft, though. The 2027 NFL draft. I sent Dre a list of some of the top transfers that we got out of the portal. Send him some highlights, a little bit of background stuff, too.
Jake was on it.
Who from the list is it? Are we talking about Santana Hopper here? Like,
Yeah, let's start on
do it.
Santana Hopper. That was such a fun little watch.
Yeah.
He's not real, I was
No,
telling
he's
you.
crazy.
He's just the definition of leverage.
Yes.
Just plays so low to the ground. Can he handle being a little more outside? Like being more of a D end, even a 5-tech, right? Because we're playing with an odd front often.
Yeah.
So can he be that 3-man front D end and just go cook? I mean, I couldn't believe the stats at Tulane, which has been a really good program.
CFP team this year.
Last year, 10.5 tackles for a loss. The year prior, 8.5. The year prior to that, 7.5 at App State. What a fun, undersized 3-tech that just gets in the backfield consistently, has that nonstop motor, plays low to the ground. He's such a fun watch.
Was he your favorite? Maybe the guy that stood out to you the most? I know you started with him, but like,
No, I mean, it's hard for anyone to beat out Danny Scudero.
no,
Yeah,
facts.
yeah.
Danny's an animal.
But yeah, I mean, just real quickly, just to finish up on Hopper, like, had the most quarterback hits amongst defensive linemen in 2025.
That's crazy.
He had the second most quarterback pressures in 2025 amongst defensive tackles.
Wow.
Consistently applying pressure to the quarterback.
Yeah.
Consistently in the backfield. Does his size? I think he's listed at 6'2", about 265 pounds.
Size is
what do you make of that?
What makes him so fun, though. I mean,
agree.
he's
Yes.
there undersized, beating up on guys who are way bigger
Yeah.
in the middle. And I mean, if you're a guy that size, you have to have great leverage, which first thing I mentioned. You have to have like insane balance, which he does. That's
Yeah.
why he's able to play so low to the ground. And you just got to kind of embrace it and have that motor and be a dog. He's obviously awesome in pursuit, you know.
Yep.
He's great on like stunts and stuff. So yeah, he's just like a really fun player. I think, you know, he'll have to figure out how to play a little more outside and not be as much at defensive tackle to have a future.
Sure.
But as a college player, he's super fun. And I mean, that production speaks for itself.
No doubt.
So for 2026, then you don't have any concerns about him. I mean, look, he's got Coach Swayze now in the strength program. Like he's gonna get a little bit bigger,
He'll
I'd
get up
imagine.
to 270 plus, 275.
For sure,
you
for
would
sure.
think.
And you know, CU's gonna probably gas his listing up a little
Right.
bit
He'll be
too,
listed
right?
at 285.
Exactly.
290.
But you know, when we see him for the first time in the spring game, he's probably gonna look closer to 270. Are you concerned about that as a 3 technique? You know, in 2026 for college football at all?
Concerns you against the run, for sure.
Yeah. He actually did grade out fairly decently in terms of his run defense grade by Pro
definitely
Football
did.
Focus. I mean, 72.4 grade. He was their second highest graded overall player on defense
Yeah.
too. So And again, you mentioned the TFL numbers. It's not just sacks. Like, he's disrupting run plays too.
For sure.
100%. And I mean, that's where like he can be an asset a little more close to a D-end position, right? More like a 5 technique in those obvious rundowns, like, or against those teams that, that's like, this game's going to be one in the trenches against BYU, against Utah, those types of squads in the Big 12. You go against those spread teams, then harass them from the middle and like, let's just wreck the pocket right off bat and get after them that way,
Yep. Like that move, there's been a few others. I mean, obviously there's 47, however many transfers we have in. Like, I can't send you the whole list, but that move among a few others made me wonder, like, are they going to switch to a more traditional, like a 3-4 type of?
Seems that way, bro. Ezra's kind of the same kind of build.
I was going to say, because then there's Ezra Christensen in the mix, and they seem to make a really nice pairing.
I agree.
And, you look at Hopper last year, he played a little over 600 snaps total on the defensive line. 380 plus of them, he was lined up over the tackle. So
very interesting.
That, that 5 tech. He does second most. He was in that B gap, in that 3 tech. Played about 130 snaps in the B tech, or not the B tech, the B gap 3 tech.
Yes.
But it does kind of seem like there is a shift up front. Like, they're more so attacking, not so much more of the space eaters, but more of the 260, 265 guys who can move a little bit, can still shed and, and move, but guys who I think are just more explosive at the point of attack. It seems like that's what they prioritize on the defensive line this portal go around.
To some extent, that's happening with the linebackers they're adding too, right?
Yeah.
Way more athletic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Emphasis
like
on
they're
that, no doubt.
they're emphasizing that, while before it was more 2 down kind of backers,
exactly.
Right.
and stuff like that. So it's interesting.
And a great handful of like hybrid edges, I think, this portal class too. Guys who could put their hand in the dirt, guys, around 220 pounds who maybe could just stand on the edge and get around a tackle too. So I'm fascinated by that. I can't wait to see what happens this spring, but I don't know. I just putting it together, it feels like that's what they're going to try and do this year. So,
and Ezra's a little bigger, but on Ezra's tape, you do see a lot more. He's playing anywhere from the 1 tech to the 5 tech, no problem.
Yes.
And he lives well on all, he can attack all gaps. He's fine with that. And he's just got great motor.
Yeah.
Another guy who lives in the backfield, makes a lot of impact plays. 11 TFLs last year at New Mexico State, 6 sacks. And I mean, for both these guys, now Santana may be a little more understood because with the lack of size, you got to make up for that with something, and he's making up for it with the impact in the backfield. But Christensen as maybe more of a prototypical interior D lineman. Those are really good numbers.
Yeah, totally.
Like, there's plenty of guys in this draft class who would love numbers like that.
Absolutely. Also just a grown-ass man, too. Like, he's
Total.
going through that, JUCO appeal right now, too. So I think, was that next week that we should get some rulings for a lot of those guys? Bless you, Tiff.
But he's already on campus working out.
Yeah, he's with the team working out with this all going on,
great.
too. So he's betting on playing for sure this year.
For sure. I mean, last year, led all FBS defensive linemen in quarterback hurries. Had 28 of them things last year.
Yeah.
Constantly in the backfield.
That's what I was seeing too. Yeah. And his hands are great.
Yes.
He's got violent
he knows how
hands
to disengage.
and he closes on a lot of plays. You can just tell, like, once he gets his mitts on you, you're coming with him.
The amount of times Ezra forces a quarterback to throw the football before he really wants to, or forces him to just get off his spot and move around in the pocket is kind of astronomical. And I'm really, if that's the duo in the interior, or even if they're just 2 of your 4 up front, God bless.
Yeah, you like those guys up the middle for sure.
Yeah, on the other side of this break, we'll talk about the linebackers, but honestly, those 2 alone, Christensen and Hopper,
Yes.
make me feel so much more optimistic about the potential of these defensive line going into next year. Let's take that break and shout out our friends over at Taco Bell, the legends, at it again, just constantly innovating. They already have one of the best menus in the game, in my opinion, but sheesh, they've been absolutely crushing it recently.
That's what they do.
Dre, have you tried the Lux Value menu yet?
Yes, I've tried just about all the menus, and let me tell you, bangers across the board.
Absolutely. Facts. But check it out, man. The Lux Value menu is awesome, and it's really wallet friendly as well. All items under $3 and some new favorites, including the Chipotle Chicken Ranch Stacker, which we tried earlier this week, Fire, the Mini Taco Salad, Beefy Potato Loaded Griller. Let me tell you, you have to get the Salted Caramel Churros. Absolutely game-changing. I mean, it's Taco Bell. What else could you expect from them? But hit them up. I mean, big game this weekend. If you need to cater, they got you covered. And again, that Lux Value menu, 10 items, $3 or less. Nobody delivers everyday value and supports your hometown teams like Taco Bell. Live Mas.
And shout out to the squad, our good friends over at Breckenridge Brewery, man. It's kind of cold outside. Maybe not today because we are in Colorado.
Beautiful
It's
day
close to
today,
70.
actually.
Contrary to popular belief, though, it is still wintertime, man, which means that it is Avalanche Amber season, man. This is a dark, perfect balance of malt and hops and just the right amount of sweetness as well, man. This is the perfect drink as the days get shorter and the days get colder. And honestly, it's one of Breck Brew's very first hits, man. This is a classic that was just so good, so fire, they had to name a damn hockey team after it, man. As you already know, Breckenridge Brewery is the official craft beer of DNVR, man. They've been doing this for over 33 years, and it all comes down to their love and passion for just making good beers, man. So try out some of our favorites, man, like that Avalanche Amber Ale I mentioned, the Mile High City, or my personal favorite, the Fun Slinger, man. So go check out the beer locator at breckbrew.com to find a brew near you. And shout out to Breckenridge Brewery.
Back on the show.
I got a trivia question for Dre. We talked about this, I think, last week on the show, before we get into linebackers and dudes who need to tackle ball carriers. Would you have a guess of how many missed tackles
Oh, Lord.
this Colorado football team had last season?
No.
12 games.
Like, you're asking me, so it's going to be a crazy number, but I'll say like 28.
Oh, no.
As a team, the whole squad.
The entire year, every game.
Okay, I guess let's go 5 per game. Let's go, I don't know, 70?
60, 70.
Tell him, bro.
They missed 130 tackles
What?
as
Yes.
a team last season.
Yes.
130. Crazy work.
That's a lot.
And people are like,
Yeah.
how was the defense so bad? What was Robert Livingston doing? Well,
Yeah. I mean,
It's crazy.
Now that I think about it, it did seem like a lot of guys were getting second and third chances a lot.
It was
10 a game, 10 plus a game.
It's crazy.
It was yakety sack sometimes. It really was.
It's crazy.
That's rough.
And that's why, adding guys like Ezra Christensen, Santana Hopper, some of these linebackers who we're about to talk about, who are sure tacklers, are massive.
Yeah, no doubt.
What'd you think of the, our guy ESPN, and Leafau?
Yeah, ESPN, he is awesome. A guy that we randomly were talking about on the draft pod. I don't know, 2 months ago.
Yep.
Bro, the guys
Because I was like, did you know there's a guy named ESPN? Because I'm a good tackle for loss guy, as maybe that came up just now.
So is Gideon.
With and so he is all over the place. 17 and a half TFLs. He was, 5th in the country there. So that's how we ended up talking about him. And then, the name's crazy. But he plays like, what a guy.
Demon.
Every tackle he makes, I swear, his body's like parallel to the ground.
Yes.
He just launches himself at everything. And, you blink and he goes from just reading the play to he's in the backfield making the tackle. Like he really has very few sacks. He's not used as a pass rusher a bunch. It almost looks like he's used as a run blitzer. But the more I watched, the more I was like, no, he's just reading the play and reacting that quickly. So he's a guy who, you want to play a one-gap defense. You want to open up space for him to just sift through the trash and go pick it up, because he's just a tackling machine. He lived in the backfield. Often these tackling machines, it's like, okay, yeah, but he's always tackling guys 7 yards downfield. Like, that's not really an impact football player right there. Definitely. He's the opposite. He's just like violent intentions coming downhill at all times. I haven't seen a ton of him in coverage, but I think in those underneath zones, where everything's in front of him, you drop back 8 to 12 yards and you keep everything in front of you and you just flow to the ball and come downhill. He's going to be really good. He's going to be a real asset against running quarterbacks, because as a spy, he's tremendous.
Yes.
As lead scores, they really like the idea of using him as a spy. So, yeah, I mean, how fun. Like, a great addition to this linebacker room. And a guy who's that instinctive and that much of a tackling machine downhill. You haven't had that at Colorado since, like, Landman.
Exactly. Totally. I mean, Nakai was really good 2 years ago, but even Nate Landman was, he was the heartbeat of that entire team, first off, and was an animal.
Yeah.
I think you hit it on the head, Dre. His best skill, Gideon's best skill in my mind, is the play recognition.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of times getting there before a pulling guard can get to a hole, before, a second lead blocker can get to the point of attack. I think I said it before when we talked about him. Like, I know offenses, third quarter of a game, got to be like, is this dude hearing our play calls?
Right. Yes.
Right.
Like, he plays that way, and when he gets to the ball, he's a crash out. When he gets to the ball, like, he is putting pads on folks. Like, he is trying to inflict pain. And this defense needs a guy like that so bad. Like you mentioned, Nakai was certainly like that a couple years ago. They just didn't have a guy like that on the defense this year. And you mentioned kind of those tackles at the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage, right? So PFF has what's called stops, right?
Yes.
Defensive stops, tackles that constitute a failure for the offense. Colorado's leader last year in stops had 37.
Okay.
Gideon this past year had 65.
Whoa. No way.
Crazy.
What a stat. And he had 119 tackles.
Yes.
So that's over half of his tackles are around the line of scrimmage.
That's a great point.
What an
Crazy.
animal.
Yes.
That's insane.
It really is.
That is unheard of. I watch him, he's like 225.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wonder if his best position in a long-term future is as a like box safety.
Brian Urlacher?
Like just a big box.
Absolutely. Yeah. You said it was the play recognition. It's the athleticism, though. Like what you mentioned, Drake. Quarterback run has been a massive issue for this football team for multiple seasons now. They've tried spying, obviously, and, tried to get the more traditional, like, linebackers, in that responsibility. And, they would kind of do some stuff when they had Shiloh, Cam, and Carter, some guys. It obviously didn't work, though, right?
For sure.
And you went and just got a guy who not only fills that role, but can stop the run, as you all mentioned, but also is just like a good candidate to, he's playing will pretty much, right? He's weak side. And he mentioned that when he was on the show, like when he moved to weak side last year, that's when he really started to just, the stats went crazy, the production went insane, and that's when he really started to take off. And, Leafau is going to be playing your Mike most likely, and that's pretty much what he did at Texas too. Again, man, they absolutely crushed the portal in terms of needs, fit, and how the pieces all come together, too.
Well, and there's a type, right? We've described three different, and Gideon maybe less so, but undersized, instinctive, fast, just flow to the ball, game wreckers, making plays around the line of scrimmage. So, again, I do wonder how's that going to play against some of these bigger... Again, BYU,
Sure. For sure.
But it's intriguing. And is this more of a even front defense, the way they're building this out?
Totally.
It's crazy. I don't know. Did you hear the origin story of Gideon committing to Colorado? This is crazy.
Oh, man.
So Gideon obviously played at Bowling Green, which is in Ohio.
Yes.
Coach Prime was coming back from seeing Shador at a Browns game in Cleveland. They were on the same flight together.
No way.
And Gideon actually just told an extended version.
Yeah, he did.
To Bucky. So he said Gideon is waiting at his gate for the plane, and he sees a golf cart pull up. It's Coach Prime, and everybody in the area is like, oh shit, it's Coach Prime. So Gideon says he texts his agent and goes, hey, Coach Prime's at the gate right here. And his agent texts him back and goes, I will drop you as a client if you don't go and say something to Coach Prime. So they get on the plane. Coach Prime was obviously at the front of the plane.
Yes.
So when Gideon gets on, he was like, hey, Coach, like, I'm in the portal right now. I can really play. Ooh. And Gideon says, like, Coach Prime kind of like, was respectful, but kind of was like,
Sure,
Godspeed,
yeah,
son.
yeah.
Like, you feel me? So they're on the plane, getting in the back, and he says he looks up. Coach Prime is walking towards him in the back of the plane. Coach Prime sent Gideon's name to, the recruiting staff, and they hit Coach Prime back like, yeah, he one of them ones.
Uh-huh.
So Coach Prime went back and talked to him like, let's make this happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. Like, if Gideon didn't say nothing, this would have never happened.
I would have dropped ESPN. Like I'm
sure
the
he
dude
did.
who's top 5 in
I'm sure he
TFLs
did.
nationally. ESPN's my name. I bet you Coach Prime would have been on
knew.
that in a second. Yeah.
But, like, what are the odds of that happening, dog? It's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
This is Coach's
Meant
life.
to be.
It's wild.
It's a movie, bro.
Meant to be.
For real, for real.
Other side of the ball, just look, we could talk about Danny Scudero and DeAndre Moore, a bunch of the wide receivers, Brendan Marion, but really, what was your impression of Julian last year as a true freshman quarterback and how he kind of, in a really bad spot. The team was struggling when he gets in there, and he did stabilize the ship.
Yeah, the arm talent was obvious. It just comes out so nice. He throws such a pretty ball.
Yep.
And, it was also night and day, right? Going from what they had at quarterback to Julian and how great of a pocket passer he is. And then, I thought showed some really intriguing promise with his poise in the pocket. That's an area you'll want to keep improving. And he looks young, he still looks kind of small, but that's all going to come. Mm-hmm. Saw plenty of promise, and I'm excited they, everything went well. No transfer portal foolishness, and this
locked in.
This new offense and these guys who can really get open and run routes and have speed for days and can track the ball beautifully. Like that, it should all be right up Julian's wheelhouse.
Definitely.
And I'm pretty excited.
He is going to take a massive jump in this offense. Brendan Marion already called him special. Like the excitement of that combination, that alone is enough to propel this team back to where they, want to be, obviously, in winning football games. But Julian is, the way that you mentioned, the way that he stood 10 toes down this offseason, that said enough about him too. So,
And
no doubt.
His receivers, in my mind, are a lot better than they were last year. His group of weapons is much more dynamic, I believe, this year around. I said it after the season, but to me, the most impressive part of Julian's true freshman season to me was the fact that he had 118 dropbacks, threw the ball 96 times, 0 interceptions, only 2 turnover-worthy plays.
That's crazy.
According to Pro Football Focus. For a young guy to be in that situation with, a rough season, offensively in particular, to almost never put the ball in harm's way.
Yeah, that's crazy.
While throwing it a good amount, I think was really impressive, and I think that kind of provides a good base.
Without Jordan Seaton, too.
Without Jordan Seaton starting a game with him. I think that was really impressive to me and has me really excited for his future as he continues to grow.
Yeah, and under duress a lot without the help of a running game to rely on. That's a great set right there.
Yep. You watched a lot of Mountain West football, too.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on, if you remember enough, the 2023 UNLV team with Brendan Marion as OC and Jordan Mailata at quarterback?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense with these wide receivers, because that offense was just crazy good with the motion stuff, with getting these little wide outs open with it's a lot of 4 wide, it's a lot of tempo, but you don't know where they're coming from. They're kind of flipping the field on you, flipping your responsibilities, going uneven, and just the pace with which they were playing. And Mailata looked crazy good. They were
true freshmen then too.
They were one of the best teams in the country, and it was all that offense. Mm-hmm. They could just put points up in bunches. So yeah, that's a fun one for sure.
Hell yeah. Scudero, was Scudero there in 23? No, he's at Sac State still, right? What'd you think of Danny Scudero? Danny
What
Phantom.
a player. What a player. I mean, leading the country in receiving yards is already pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But such a unique wide receiver. Plays bigger than his size, I think. And he's yoked up in his lower half.
He is.
He's a powerful runner. Like, the yak really stands out.
Yep.
He's just got great escapability. He bounces off tackles. You see that even in the San Jose State Texas game. Love how he was used in motion and out the backfield, where he can just scheme him wide open and get the ball in his hands. I mean, shoot, he has 4 carries at Sac State, and 2 of those are touchdowns, which was nice batting average right there.
Yeah.
And then, you love what a deep weapon he is. He'll get you at that speed. And he's great tracking the ball over his shoulder. He's great at, reaching out and extending to make those tough grabs. So he's got the yak, he's got the hands, he's got the ability to make tough catches. Again, he plays bigger than his size. He really is a little jitterbug. He gets open with ease. He's just a dog, man. He's a really exciting get.
He is. We're gonna take a deep dive on Danny Scudero next week. I'll have a film room out on him, but to me, it's the hands that really impressed me the most. I mean, away from his body, extending, completely extending his frame to go attack the football, and just natural pluck too, right? Like you see that out of the very best receivers. Like it's just a one whole motion with the catch,
Definitely.
and he's definitely got that as well. And then you throw everything else physically on top of that. He's going to be one of his best friends this year. It's going to be a combo to watch, man.
100%.
I'm a firm believer in that targets are earned.
Yeah.
Like you earn targets from your quarterback, from your offensive play caller. Danny Scudero had 156 targets last year.
Oh, yeah.
Like he was their offense
Yes.
in a pretty explosive offense. He was targeted 23 times against Wyoming.
That's crazy.
Targeting a
That's
receiver
nuts.
23 times in one game
nuts.
is absolutely insane, but it speaks to the comfortability that quarterback, now at Duke, had in Danny Scudero and the comfortability he had with him. You mentioned the yak, Dre. Average 5.5 yak per catch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sounds right.
Like almost half of almost 500 yak on the season. Just really impressive, man. Obviously a slot maven, almost 90% of his snaps were out of the slot. A big play threat, had catches of 46, 56, 43, 70, 72, 62.
14 yards on average, which for a guy operating out the slot is a big number.
Yep. Yes. And more than half of his catches last year were first downs. So this is a chain mover. That's what I've called him.
Yeah.
Like he's going to be the chain mover in this offense.
It's a good point.
Third and Scudero, I think, is what it's going to be.
And I mean, he's lining up outside still. He's lining up out the backfield. He can cook you up from the slot. I mean, I made a note here, like even the Stanford DBs were really struggling to keep up with him, like in and out of his breaks. He's so explosive.
Technician, man.
He sells routes well. He's nice. But yeah, I mean, he's a chain mover. He's got a lot of big playability, though. A lot of big playability. The way he works the sideline, all that stuff.
Oh, I mean, he's as advertised. Was one of the best receivers available in the portal. Someone asked about his Texas game. I mean, 7 for 66. Obviously, massive mismatch there, but he did his thing. So
again, he was the guy. Targeted 14 times that game against Texas.
Yep. All right. Good stuff, Dre.
Hell yeah, Dre.
No Dondre Moore?
Sure. What do you got? What do you think?
No, I mean, I loved him. I was surprised he's listed at 6 feet 195. I thought smaller watching him.
I can see that.
Late hands.
Plays
is
like
something
kind
I
of low to
wrote
the
down.
ground.
Yes, 100%. He feels like more of maybe a slot maven,
Okay.
Just let him operate. He's really good in and out of his breaks. He really sells routes well, like he's got some polish to that and kind of a similar like running back type build. Like he's going to be hard to come, to tackle and bring down. He went off for Mississippi State game, was just like
He's had some big games.
so he's got some, deep ability and speed too. But yeah, he's more of a like true route runner. I love that about him. Just quick, athletic. He's been, 4-star out of St. John Bosco. Like,
Yep.
this guy's been playing football at a high level for a minute now.
Right. I mean, obviously out of Texas, so they have a lot of mouths to feed, right? They get a lot of 5-star, 4-star talent out of the high school ranks. And he just had his moment. I think it's tough in that offense with that many mouths to feed, especially as Arch was kind of, getting adjusted and just becoming a better player, to have a consistent guy on that offense really on the outside. But he was kind of the closest thing to it.
I feel like they still made him a priority.
For sure. Absolutely. Game. I mean, look, Matthew Golden was obviously a first-round pick last year. You know what I mean? Right. Totally. Yeah. So he's had his flashes. I mean, really, that Georgia conference title game, you mentioned the Mississippi State game. Those are the highlights so far. But just a really good, consistent year from him last year, and definitely a candidate to go crazy with Brendan Marion, and another, maybe a rekindled relationship. I don't know if that's how far he was back at Texas or not. But
I mean, you recruited him to Texas.
Did he? Okay, yeah.
I mean, 86 targets over the last 2 years at Texas. Like, he wasn't invisible in that offense.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Almost 1,000 yards over the last 2 years. 11 touchdowns, I believe, over the last 2 years.
Second in receiving yards last year.
Who would be your guess, Dre, Colorado's leading receiver in 2026?
Ooh, great question.
That's
you obviously got DeAndre Moore. You obviously got, Scudero, who we just talked about.
Yeah.
Carey.
Joseph
Williams coming back.
Right.
Ernest Campbell, who came over from Sac State with Brendan Marion, who
he was their leading
freshman
receiver.
All-American last year.
You've got some good options. I think it's really going to come down to Scudero and Moore.
Yeah.
And I think with Scudero's past performance and his familiarity with the Sac State offense and stuff, that I think that probably makes sense as a natural transition.
Yeah.
All right.
I think you can manufacture targets for him a little more.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
Hell yeah.
Let's talk about CBS's Big 12 Power Rankings.
Yes.
One of the first ones I've seen so far this year, too.
First one I've seen.
All right. Shout out to Sheehan Jaraja from CBS
Your
Sports.
guy.
That's your guy, Scotty. That's one of Scotty's best friends, actually, in the industry.
No, sir.
Starting from the very top, are we surprised at all that Texas Tech is number one?
Nope. They burned that.
Yeah. They're making moves in the portal, right? They're paying people.
What?
BYU number two. They get look, Dre and I on the draft pod, we talk a lot about just backfields and how backfields run a college football team. Bear is back, and you get LJ back, and I mean all three of us are massive LJ Martin fans.
Yeah.
So
My what was to number 3? BYU at number 2 is very, very understandable, but number 3 is a bit off-putting, if I may say so myself.
what do you think about Houston's year last year? Connor Wegman and Willie Fritz and those guys.
Wasn't great. I wasn't too impressed.
They had their moments.
I wasn't too impressed.
They had their moments.
They're a pretty middling team, right?
They were just a tough, hard-nosed, well-coached football team. That's what they were.
They were pretty decent last year. They certainly exceeded my expectations. I
Yeah,
didn't think
fair.
they would get to 8-9
Fair.
wins, which they did.
Wegman just doesn't impress me.
Well, they got a 5-star in the fold.
Yeah.
I think 247 actually has him as their top-rated player. With
Wouldn't
their
surprise me.
Last update, Keyshawn Henderson.
They added Mekhi Hughes
Did they?
at running back.
Did they?
That's what this article says.
No way.
Shout out to your guy's best friend for the info.
He is a running back for the
breaking
Houston
anything.
Cougars. Wow.
Oh, my God.
So there you go. There's the hype for you.
Wow. Is Houston on the schedule this year? No, right?
I do not know.
Wow.
I got it right here. They are. Damn. How did I not hear
Not
that?
bad, huh?
No, I think that just fell through the cracks.
Wow. He was a dog, obviously, at Tulane.
Yes.
2 years.
With Willie Fritz.
Right.
Yes.
And obviously, we talk about it on the show because he went to Oregon and then just redshirted after 4 weeks because he wouldn't get no burn there. But a hell of a ball carrier and running back.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So that makes a little more sense. You
For
trust
sure.
the
Yeah, that's
backfield.
valid.
You literally just said it with BYU.
sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
makes sense,
absolutely. Next up is Arizona. Number 4. Arizona Wildcats, that is. Fafita is one of the best returning quarterbacks in this conference in the entire country.
Yes.
We're still doing the Fafita thing?
Wow, let's go. I'm about this.
Is it 2023?
Hell yeah.
We're still doing the
Get 'em.
Fafita thing. That's crazy.
Fafita was good this year, Dre.
He was.
He was good.
Fair enough.
He was good in 2023. He was straight up bad in 2024.
Yeah. No, true.
And this
Second
year he
half
kind
of
of
23 was good. Yeah.
I would almost argue he was better this year than he was in 2023.
Yeah. He's just there's a ceiling to Fafita.
No doubt.
Of
Like
course.
he's fun, but you're only gonna go so far with Fafita.
He's the perfect college quarterback.
And also, if that's the first line in the scouting report,
Fair enough.
No, it's
you
valid.
know, if that's the headliner, I don't know.
I hear you.
5 is ASU. No Sam Levitt, no Jordan Tyson, no Raleek Brown. They've got a bit of a quarterback competition going on. Omari Miller in the fold now.
They might lose their OC.
Arroyo?
yesterday is interviewing for the Giants, excuse me.
Wow.
So that could potentially be big. Yeah, yesterday he is interviewing for their quarterback coach job.
Ooh, that's big.
It is big.
I have no idea who's going to carry the football for this team, though.
Oh,
Neither do I.
Sounds promising.
But, I mean, I'm a massive Kenny Dillingham.
Yeah, Kenny gonna have him right.
No doubt. No doubt.
6 is Utah. No Kyle Whittingham. Morgan Scaley, the head coach. They lost a lot. They lost their best defensive player. They got Devin Dampierre back, so that is something good. But,
And Bird.
And Bird, yes.
They're returning that starting backfield. So that's what
True.
that's
Oh,
what
is
you trust.
Parker back. Wayshawn.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yes,
They had
exactly.
some younger backs.
had a
It
couple
wasn't,
dudes,
yeah.
I think they should be higher. I understand. Obviously, you lose weight, you lose the OC. I believe
That's
as
the
well.
thing. Yeah.
But
That's why I'm going to be much more hesitant on Utah this offseason than last year.
fair enough.
TCU's after that. A lot of moving parts there. They obviously lose Josh Hoover. But Sonny Dykes is, they've won 9 games, I think, every year under him. As underwhelming as last year was at times.
I think they had a down year a couple years ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
Oh,
I
the
think
first year,
they had
yes.
a post natty
Yes.
Yeah,
a lull.
How could I forget 2023?
this is it.
Hey.
But yeah, I don't really know what to expect from them this year, but I'm sure they'll be in the mix.
Yeah. They got talent, though. Your boys at number 8, Scotty.
Should be higher.
Oklahoma State with the Oklahoma State mean green,
Yeah.
mean orange.
Sure.
They took the entire North Texas football team pretty much and their head coach.
I'm really high on Oklahoma
That's
State
promising.
this year. In the North Texas
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, no, I'm a big
I'm
North
really high on
Texas guy myself.
Yeah. I really like them.
Number 9. Do you have any feelings about Colin Klein coming back to Kansas State to, I guess, coach up Avery Johnson to be what he was for them?
Colorado kid, right? I think Colin Klein's a Colorado kid.
I think you're yes.
So much respect. No, it's gonna be awful. I mean, their entire history, they've been good with one head coach and they've been awful without him.
Very
Well,
fair.
guess what, Colin Klein? You're gonna be in that category of being awful.
Chris Kleiman wasn't bad.
I thought Clement was good there.
He wasn't
Sure.
Bill Snyder.
Sure,
Yeah,
he
sure.
wasn't Bill Snyder, but
They
that's
were
true.
winning games, getting the bowl
That's
games.
true. That's true. Also, I'm an Avery Johnson hater.
My guy. Just an absolute ball knower, this dude.
I just can't quit him. Won't do
I
it.
mean, look, we all have our downfalls.
Won't
Scotty.
do
He looks
I
like
just
one of
believe
the
in the kid,
Holiday
man.
kids. You know, Matt Holiday,
Yeah,
all his
he-
kids are
he really
prospects.
does.
He looks so much like one
You're
of the
100%
Holiday
right.
kids.
Never thought about that.
Jake, we do need to finish on time-ish. Okay?
We are. 10 Kansas, 11 Cincy, both of them just kind of in a free fall. And then Colorado. Is Colorado the 12th best team in the Big 12?
Seems low.
12 out of 16?
Yes. They, of course, are above Baylor, UCF, West Virginia. Iowa State coming in last now.
Last. That's kind of
Wow.
wild.
That is
Who's
wild.
at 15? West Virginia?
They gutted their
crazy.
entire team.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, for sure. But
Let me
there
see
you
the
go.
teams ahead of them again.
So ahead of Colorado in ascending order, 11.
How is Cincinnati ahead of them?
I don't
What's
know.
Cincinnati done besides lose everybody?
So yeah, 11 Cincinnati, 10 Kansas, 9 Kansas State, 8 Oklahoma State, 7 TCU, 6 Utah, 5 ASU, 4 Arizona, 3 Houston, 2 BYU, and number 1 is Texas Tech.
Landslide poll just keeps getting away with this.
He really does. Can't keep happening.
Yeah, at least, I mean, it's hard to defend Kansas or Cincinnati in front of Colorado.
Yeah. So take notes. We're starting at 12. We're headed to overtime.
Okay.
Let's wrap up this show with some chat. Joey asked, Andre, what's your favorite Olympic sport?
Now that they've got NHL players back, probably hockey.
Don't sleep on the bobsled, man.
Bobsled's amazing.
Speed skating?
Yeah, speed skating's fun.
Hell yeah, it is.
I mean, I love the skate dancing stuff, you know?
I mean,
Makes
I
my
could
wife
never do anything
emotional.
like that.
It's
I've got
beautiful.
some admiration too.
Yeah.
Joey asks, Jake, which football team has more wins in 2026, CU or New Mexico? I hopefully CU. I could not give a single care
right.
about you.
That's right. Hopefully CU is right, yes.
Bird asks, have we seen the best of Robert Livingston?
Okay. Or is this?
Have we seen the best of Robert Livingston, or is this a true test with the group they have now? It's a bit of a rubber meets the road type of year, I'd say. I mean, you got to be better than last year. I mean, there's no excuses. You can't do that again.
Big year for him.
But it's somewhere in the middle, right? 2024 was so good. Last year was so bad.
Yep.
Fill in the blank.
Yeah, and maybe that's part of why it seems like the personnel's a tad different.
Totally. And then finally, John says, do you think Coach Prime will try again to play a spring game against Fran Brown? I hope so, but we haven't heard anything about that. And again, we're what?
That seems like something that would have to start getting worked on right now.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
we're 5-6 weeks away from spring starting, about a little more over 2 months from the game. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they were very interested and apparently very close last year.
Both sides were, yeah.
We'll
see.
college
Would be fun.
football in April, say less, man.
For real.
Fire me up. But
Yeah, sounds great.
this is a blast, Dre.
Good stuff, Dre.
Appreciate you, bro.
Thanks, guys. This was fantastic.
We'll do it again soon.
That's right.
Hell
Safe
yeah.
travels to RK.
Absolutely.
yeah.
He will be back on Monday. Shout out to him. Shout out to you, chat. Have a good weekend. Let's go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.